First, I want to thank you for the invitation and the possibility to speak here in front of you. I'm happy to be here together with the comrades from different countries, especially from the Balkans.
Χαίρομαι που βρίσκομαι.
Unable to resist the imperialism, we cannot do that separate in our own countries. We need coordination and contribution to that.
Μένει σε αυτή τη μάχη.
This is especially valid when we speak about people from the Balkans here, when we share the common peninsula, the common land that we live in. We share similar cultures, similar historical traditions also. In order to successfully resist the imperialism, we need to share all the time the belief that the Balkan peoples, they don't have enemy inside the Balkan people. The enemy of the Balkan peoples, they stand outside of the peninsula.
Για να πετύχουμε λοιπόν.
Also, to have a successful struggle, we need to have a correct analysis of what is going on today in the world. We have to know, we have to be familiar with the nowadays contradictions around the world, and to know how to use them in our goals in defeating imperialism. When it started the special military operation of Russian Federation in the Ukraine territory, many people started to promote the theories for the many imperialisms nowadays, for the Russian imperialism, Chinese imperialism, and other countries' imperialism. This situation in Ukraine is not just some war, another war happened somewhere around the world. Bulgarian people, by many reasons, historical, cultural, even religious and linguistic, have very close feelings with the Russian and also with the Ukrainian people. Many people have relatives in Russian and Ukraine. Many people speak Russian in Bulgaria, so they follow the situation in Ukraine since 2014. They know that this situation didn't happen in the 24th of February 2022. We have totally ruling class who is totally under the control of the American imperialism. So after the 24th of February to 2022, the Bulgarian government, the Bulgarian ruling class, totally standing on the side of the Ukraine, totally take a pro-Ukrainian position. This is in the sharp contrast with the popular opinion in the people's masses in Bulgaria. The majority of population in Bulgaria know that the reason for this situation, this special military operation, is because the American intervention and the coup that happened in Ukraine, the Maidan in 2014, and the so-called anti-terrorist operation was started by the President Poroshenko in Ukraine. This was demonstrated by many public protests and marches and commemoration of the different historical events related with the Soviet Union, when many Bulgarian people expressed their disagreement with this official policy of the Bulgarian state. Of course, we know that from having the majority of population supporting your positions to making this like a governing policy of the government, the step sometimes is very big. To express you that, I will give you some historical examples for the history of our country. For 45 years, Bulgaria was a socialist country with a strong economy in the different spheres, with the Bulgarian People's Army who can be able to defend the socialist country. After the 1989 and the restoration of capitalism, everything this was destroyed. All the industry was privatized or destroyed. The army also was made by only to the serving the interest of the American imperialism and going to the military missions abroad. This came together with the poverty and unemployment, things who were unfamiliar to the Bulgarian people in the socialist time. And majority of the people, of course, wasn't happy with that, but there was no who to ask them about it. Everything depends on the proportion of the forces, how we be able to be organized to resist the imperialism and the restoration of capitalism in our case. The thing that is most related with this event today is that together with all the economical results of this, Bulgaria lost totally its sovereignty. It becomes another puppet of the American imperialism. This happened on the several steps, several major events. What happened like 2004, Bulgaria joined NATO. 2007, Bulgaria joined the European Union. And before that, 2006, in Bulgaria, there was established American military bases. And now we are standing before the next step of this enslavement of Bulgarian country, of turning the Bulgarian country to a colony. And the next step is adopting in Bulgaria the euro, entering the Bulgaria in the eurozone, which is prepared for 1st of January next year. I believe that here in Greece, I shouldn't give too many arguments why this is not good thing, why we should resist this policy. We often use the example of how Greece entered the eurozone, why Bulgaria shouldn't enter the eurozone. The Bulgarian comprador bourgeoisie has a common opinion that Bulgaria should join this eurozone on 1st of January next year, but the majority of the population again is not in favor of this. In connection with that, in the 11th of January this year, this started the initiative for organizing the referendum against entering the Bulgaria in the eurozone. In this initiative participate a lot of parties and different individuals and political organizations. Because of the laws in Bulgaria, according to the laws in Bulgaria, it's very hard to organize a legal referendum. So we need to collect a huge amount of signatures, more 500,000 signatures we need to collect. For the small country in the huge demographic crisis like Bulgaria, this is a huge amount of signatures that we have to collect. The signatures should be collected before the middle of April for 3 months. January, February, March, April. In the middle of April they should be collected. According to the information I got until now, they're collected more than 100,000 signatures, only for several weeks. We think that if the Bulgarian people manage to organize this referendum, not only to organize it, to win it, and to defend the result of this will be obviously no to the euro. We think that this will be a huge defeat to imperialism in our country and a bright example also for other people that they can resist. If they're enough organized, they could resist the imperialism. So together with the resistance against the more and more involvement of Bulgaria in the military conflict in Ukraine, the most important issue together with that is the resisting of the interest in Bulgaria in the eurozone. For us it's important to try to somehow keep the last remainings of the sovereignty of Bulgaria that we had in the socialist times. And this way to show to people around the world that imperialism could be defeated firstly on the small steps and after that in the big struggle. That is what I want to share with you, so thank you for the attention.